If you don't mind my saying, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. I'm glad to hear that. This may come as a surprise, but I happen to enjoy your work. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. When you cut off power to Edgewater, you saved me a great deal of trouble. Now I don't have to bother trying. All this happened because some mysterious Not always. For the longest time, I could never be sure if you should be back on the Hope, frozen in a hibernation chamber. Yet here you are, flying up. The board doesn't know what to make of you. But I do. We raised security on the Hope after Wells broke in. As for discovering the identity of the missing colonist, all we had to do... You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Wells is a dangerous madman. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send the... You are making a serious mistake.
Adjutant Akande's call has been terminated. Will there... We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. All I need now... What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with two... Why do you think we've been doing all this? Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the... I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape. That makes two things we don't have. Time and chemicals to None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. Damn, that's not enough. Not nearly enough for the whole ship. I could revive a handful of settlers. Maybe, possibly, damn. We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their... Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? Short of lining up every member... Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists. The board's going to dispose of them all. We need to get to those colonists before the board. Merciful gibbering law! You're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the... Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe...
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How's...
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic. You will use your own... You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers. Science. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. Certainly. It wouldn't surprise me when I pulled you out of the... Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across. That is, I route. Unlikely. The Hope is as the board might notice.
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of... We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive. If your calculations are even slightly off, board the sun. The Hope is the groundbreaker's prettier. Also, there are hundreds of thousands of... Forgetfulness can be an early warning sign. I need you to reroute power. You'll have to connect me to the...
about waking a derelict ship puts me on edge, Captain. Hope you know what you're doing. Poor bastard. Poor bastards. They're never gonna wake up. The least we could do is bury them.
Oh. System. So trespasser sighted. Oh.
Oh, you are in for it now!
Deep security, but...
Got him off!
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him. Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a... Probably not, but don't let that... Searching. Please stand by. Are you sure? That is and also potentially kill it. Jump starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Oh no. Captain, don't do this. I ain't dying on a fucking ship. I'm gonna die in the dirt like we're meant to.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA. Does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are a go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now. Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Ugh. I feel like my stomach's still back where the ship used to be. I need a hard drink and a long nap. Guess I'm seeing things. I don't recognize you. Are you new here? I'm just trying to make sure you belong here. I guess you've got a point. I don't object to it. Move along.
Huh, what was that?
Hold it right there.
Returning fire!
Take him down!
Captain, I am receiving a Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
The board is here. They've found me somehow. They're about... I can't stop them from getting me, and there isn't. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear? You fucking pigs! I'll take you.
How can I be of assistance? May luck be with you. Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
I'm keen.
Here they come!
What's the plan?
Great work.
Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you as you human.
Well, folks, I ain't exactly keen on busting into a prison, but riddling bored stooges with bullets does sound like a ride and a half.
I'm not one for pointless heroism, but the board's gonna be after us next. We gonna finish what we started?
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
The Labyrinth is a massive maximum security prison on an uninhabitable planet. Being incarcerated there is seen as a fate worse than death.
But since no one ever makes it out, this is all just speculation.
The armed surveillance protocols on a maximum security prison planet are highly sophisticated. As such, escapes are historically quite impossible and deadly. I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick, got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.
Can we talk? If I still believed in the grand plan, a revelation like this would have seriously shaken my faith. Knowing you, I can only assume you have already begun formulating a plan to deal with this. So tell me, what are we going to do? Yes, of course. And when you do, you can count on me to back your play. Your ability to get out of tight situations virtually undetected hasn't failed us so far. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of... Certainly, Captain. I would...
It was the law-forsaken parasites. I had become obsessed. My quest to stop them. To avenge my partner, Philip. And my ex-partner, Bernice. And Lieutenant Jurgen. And those two informants had brought me to Rizzo's distillery. But it wasn't just the triple distilled deliciousness of Rizzo's Spectrum brand vodka that I found there. It was death. I made sure the Brain Eaters paid the price. But at what cost to me? It's you.
This is the Halcyon News Network with breaking news. Halcyon Helen has been murdered. Administrator Ludovico of Rizzo's refused to answer the big question on everyone's mind. Who will Spectrum Vodka's next spokesperson be? Claiming that a special investigation must be concluded first.
Captain, we have a communication coming in from one Administrator Ludovico.
Get off the transmission, Cedric. We agreed to let me do the negotiating. Law be with you, friend. I am Administrator Ludovico of the famed Eridanos Atmospheric Complex. But there's no need to stand on formality. You may address me as Mr. Her death is the tragedy of our lifetime. She was scheduled to unveil our newest product, Spectrum Brown, before this tragedy.
All right, Ludovico, that's enough. You don't know what you're doing. Let me handle it. Captain Hawthorne, Sublight's favorite freelancer. Cedric Kincannon, Sublight Underground. I'm so glad we're hiring a third-party investigator. No one... The murder of Halcyon Helen is a heinous... Two-bit actor. Oh, Captain. This isn't Spencer Woolrich. You would not believe the money she made us on dis...
For law's sake, Cedric, could you show a little discretion and not bring up your...
Ludovico, you wound me.
Do you really want to do this right now, Cedric?
First sensible thing I've heard all day. My apologies, Mr. Captain, I'm Constable Maria Keene. Hiring a third-party You're reliable and competent. You've been, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm pleased to hear that. The future of our complex may depend on your success.
Fine, but
I can't tell you how grateful I am for your help. And Mr. Kincannon could lose his spaceport if board authorities took over the... Helen was more than popular. She gave something to this colony that no one has ever been as well known. I represent the law, Captain, but what's happening between... The law is simple. I'm pleased to hear that. From everything I've... Thank you for your time, Captain.
Transmission terminated. Captain, we are now cleared to land at the Eridanos. There are several reasons why someone would hire desperation, confusion. Eridanos is a hydrogen-helium gas giant. The Eridanos atmospheric complex is Eridanos, recently famous for Halcyon Helen's death. Remember that you are...
Oh, wow. This is a job? Feels more like a vacation.
Hello, hello, hello there. Hope your atmospheric entry wasn't too troublesome. As a guest of honor, you deserve the best in comfort. Sublight Salvage and Shipping Underground, or SLUG, as we like to call ourselves, is delighted to welcome you to Eridanos. I'm the Grand Colonial Head. I can try. I was the one who found Helen's body in the Grand Ballroom. Helen was supposed to host the unveiling for Rizzo's newest product, Spectrum. Helen's death has been a shock for many. Hell, even Black Hole Birdie, Helen's beau, has wandered off.
He did it. It's always the boyfriend.
I still don't understand why anyone would have...
Folks get heated when it comes to serial. Not particularly. But I think some... Why, she was a natural. People fell in love with her. She ended up about as famous and high-runged as your average VP, which... Let's see here. Oh, I do. Rizzo's happened to rent out the Grand Colonial Ballroom from Slugfoot, but the murder's gone, and... Anyway, I think I've held you up long... You're making fun, right? Your luggage. You're still giving me a pretty blank look. Hey, this is a hotel-mandated piece of... Anyhow, I'll look for you in the Grand...
Greetings, Inspector. No need to check in here. Your paperwork has all been processed. I've been starting to play a little game as we travel. You might be a top runger if your hotel is taller than the highest mountain on Monarch.
It really is a terrible shame. I absolutely adored her cereals.
I almost can't imagine someone wretched enough to do such
Ooh, feels like I'm breathing rich people air.
Oh, come on.
Hello there, my inordinate... Oh dear. If you've lost your key, why don't...
With Halcyon Helen gone,
Black hole Birdie's disappeared, you know. That poor...
Oh, thank the law. Inspector, you don't know how relieved I am to see you. Constable Maria Keene. It's good to meet you in person, Inspector.
Dr. Goodnight. Ecstatic to make your various acquaintances and so on? Are we finished with the pleasantries? There's something I'm excited to show you. What body? Oh, that. Goodness, no. This is far more interesting than Halcyon Helen's rapidly cooling corpse.
Our coroner has developed a device which may prove useful in your...
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you. Oh, please. Behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold it in your hands. Feel the way it hums with ontological potential. You're rather sharp in your upper story. I can see why you're the inspector. The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the discrepancy. Then it renders any discrepancies visible by you. Go on then. Give it a try.
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing You'll want to peer into the amplifier and examine the...
timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This unit has detected a discrepancy related to Halcyon Helen. Unscheduled expiration of. Begin amplification. This is a bottle of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed was a sticky bee. Rizzo's Spectrum Brown has not yet been... Now calculating likelihood of Halcyon Helen using her final moments. Low to moderate likelihood. Correct. Bertie Black Hole Holcomb is... Accessing guest database. B. The Grand Colonial Hotel is proud to serve the following VIP. This evidence has been recorded for later... This footprint stands out from the normally spotless floor of the Grand. Typically, the ballroom is cleaned twice daily, which means this must have been made by either Helen. Footprint is a tailor-made 8.75, suggesting that it is also the exact size that Halcyon Helen typically prefers. There are traces of dirt throughout the footprint. The dirt carries traces of fertilizer, as well as the faint signs of crushed purpleberries and grass. Grass, fertilizer, and purpleberries can all be found in the purpleberry orchards, located not far from the Grand Colonio. This deduction appears sound.
Good work, Inspector. I had a feeling we'd make some progress once we brought you onto the case. You'll need Administrator Ludovico to grant you access to the orchards. Contact him through the secure access terminal in your penthouse suite. Check in with the concierge. Your room...
I knew I should have gotten her autograph when I had...
Why is everybody staring? Didn't nobody teach him to respect the dead? Oh gosh, is that Miss Helen? Can we see?
I'm sorry, sir, but while the hotel... Oh, you're the special inspector. Ah, yes, we are most pleased. The last guest... Simply call the elevator in the lobby. It's certainly... Please, allow me to answer any curiosity. If you're...
What floor would you like to... Next stop, the
timeline discrepancy detected nearby. The imprint left inside this suitcase matches the silhouette of Halcyon Helen's iconic handgun, the Needler. The weapon was recently removed.
Inspector, I understand you've visited. Halcyon Helen was an important... Halcyon Helen was more than a character. I do not space... Back to the matter at hand. Your discretion is appreciated. I admit, I'm beginning to feel... Here, I'm granting you access through the gates to the orchards. You're officially authorized to see this investigation through to the end. There is one caveat. Cedric's being rather intransigent about letting you into the spaceport. You have a lead to chase. Lost